It's the New York Mets and Chicago Cubs on NBC Sports Chicago, home of the authentic fan. Should be a fun day at the ballpark. We will finish a suspended game from last night before the regularly scheduled Game 3 of this series. And if you missed it last night, the Mets and Cubs played into the 10th inning. It was 1-1 before we suspended the game, and Cole Hamels was magnificent once again. 5 shutout innings. He's been just outstanding as a Cub.
Yeah, we anticipated a big performance by the pitchers. We got it. Hamels with 5 shutout, now has an 0.69 ERA in a Cub uniform. I can't imagine anybody else being the pitcher of the month in the National League other than Cole Hamels. This guy, DeGrom, probably the National League Cy Young Award winner. He was outstanding last night, punched out 10 against 1 walk and 8 innings of 1-run ball.
Yep, we played good defense as well. And he had the go-ahead hit here in the 6th inning to give the Mets a 1-0 lead. 7th inning now.
Yeah,
how did Jorge De La Rosa get out of this?
This is the tail of the game, right? The wind turned around. Otherwise, that ball flies out of here. But despite that, it's still a leadoff triple for the Mets. Check this out. Rocket out. Next hitter, Rocket out. Walks a man and then ultimately punches out Jay Bruce on a pitch that's probably out of the strike zone. So De La Rosa living the good life last night, an inning and 2/3 scoreless from here. Here's how the Cubs got on the board. David Bodie picking on an elevated fastball, first pitch, drives the ball to center field, sac fly, brings home Almora.
So Steve Cishek threw a couple of pitches to Michael Conforto in the 10th before the rain started and wasn't going to stop, so the right decision to suspend the game. In years past, it would have been a 1-1 time. We would have started over, but I think the rule change was a good one.
Oh, absolutely. You've invested all that time and energy into a game. There's no need to start all over. So, we have no idea how long this game is going to go here today. It's a little misty, wet right now, but I don't think it's going to impact play this afternoon. Steve Cishek will take the mound with a hitter's count, 2-0 on a dangerous hitter, and Michael Conforto.
Both teams will have a 26th man for the regularly scheduled game later today. James Norwood, a right-hander, will be available in the Cubs bullpen, but not for the game we are continuing. 1-1 will hopefully see the Cubs end this thing quickly and not use a ton of bullpen. That's something Joe has to think about. He was asked if Alec Mills would be available at all for the first game. He said it's more likely Anthony Rizzo would pitch in game 1. He is saving Alec Mills to start game 2.
One way to answer the question. Kinsler, De La Rosa, Edwards, Strop, and now Cishek have all worked in this ball game already. The good news is, other than De La Rosa, the other guys have not thrown that many pitches, so should be in play for the game here this afternoon. But right now, because this thing goes a long while, somebody's going to have to pick up some innings.
And for the Mets, we found out after the game last night, Robert Gesellman has been dealing with strep throat, and he's been closing for them lately. I guess he is at the ballpark, but we are unsure of his availability. So if the Mets get a lead here in extras, Mickey Callaway may have to do something different than he has done here recently. They'll have a right-hander, Jacob Rame, as their 26th man for game 2. By the way, his 9th call-up here in 2018. Wow. It's got to be close to a record.
It's pretty remarkable. The Mets bullpen is in pretty good shape here, other than Gesellman, because they got 8 innings from DeGrom. So it's been DeGrom and then 1 from Lugo so far.
So the Cubs have taken the field behind Steve Cishek. Cubs using Kinsler, De La Rosa, Edwards, and Strop before Cishek, and after Cole Hamels.
I wonder if Steve is tempted to run in from the bullpen to start this afternoon's proceedings. He has pitched 64 times this year, second most appearances in the National League. He's 4-1 with a 180 earned run average. 60 innings. He's allowed just 37 hits, 21 walks, 67 punch outs, 3 home runs, and one came in his last outing. It was a game tire, and then David Bodie broke the tie with a game-winning home run.
if you're wondering, and some people do wonder, we did have a national anthem before the resumption of this game, and it was Wayne Messmer did a great job. We will not have another rendition of the anthem before game 2. So production-wise here inside the park, they're treating this like a straight-up doubleheader. Game 2 will start either 45 minutes after the completion of game 1 or at 1:20, whichever comes later, I guess. We will not start game 2 before 1:20.
So last night when Conforto was up there, he was looking to try to bunt against the shift, and the wind was crazy last night, and that changed directions about 3 times. And when he was up there last night, the wind had turned around and was blowing pretty hard from left to right, so it was really surprising to see him looking to bunt. I would imagine he'd be in a full-on swing mode here, 2-0. It looks like the wind's going to help to right field a little bit today as well.
3 balls and no strikes on the Mets leadoff man here in the 10th. Conforto has struck out 3 times and lined to first. The Mets were wearing their all gray road uniforms when this game started, but going with the alternate blue tops to finish it. Fouled back, 3-2, so Cishek back in it. Shift to the right on the infield. And he walked him. So, you know, they have the win probability, right? The idea of before every plate appearance, which team has the better odds of winning the game. Once you get into extra innings, you certainly would say the home team has the advantage. But when you start a suspended game and it's 2-0 on that leadoff man, I'm sure that tips it slightly.
Just a little bit, yeah.
In the other direction, too. Now Todd Frazier takes up and in.
Mets have 7 hits in this ball game, a couple extra base hits, a leadoff double by Rosario to start the game, and then that triple McNeil hit in the 7th that we showed you. Everything else has been singletons, and 4 of them on the infield, including Frazier's leadoff single in the 6th.
Frazier bounces foul.
Showed you the good fortune that De La Rosa had in the 6th inning. Brandon Kinsler started that inning. He gave up that little softie to Frazier and then walked Jay Bruce on what appeared to be a strike.
Runner at first, nobody out, 10th inning. And a step off by Cishek. Home plate umpires Ramon De Jesus. I'm guessing he will not have to work game 2. That's typically how it goes for a doubleheader day for the umpires. Slider strike. It's 1-2. A little harder slider than we're used to seeing from Cishek. Typically it's around 77. That one clocked at 80 miles an hour. Swing and a miss. Frazier strikes out.
Where he likes to go for the punch out with that elevated fastball from that sidearm delivery. Gets a lot of swings and misses up.
And now Jay Bruce, the first baseman.
The 13th strikeout recorded by Cubs pitchers in this ball game.
Backdoor slider misses outside.
I wanted to say today, but it's really only the first today. Messes with your mind. The baseball calendar and the real world calendar in conflict.
Cubs will play over the next 3 days in 3 different cities. Here in Chicago today, in Atlanta tomorrow night, and then Friday in Philadelphia. 2-0 serve. Bruce swung through a fastball at 90.
This is the final day of Joe Maddon's American Legion week, which he tells the players to come in a little later, don't focus as much on the prep. Kind of like you playing Legion ball back in the day.
Tip strike 2.
And, aside from the anthem and everything that went on before this resumption, this definitely has the feel of a Legion game or a minor league game. Not that many people in the stands, although it's starting to fill in.
Outside and a full count. We'll see if Mickey Callaway has Conforto on the move here with 1 out and a full count. Overcast and mild today. As JD said, wind left to right as we get started. Runner goes, called strike 3. The throw in time. They got him. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. And that'll take us to the bottom of the 10th. 1-1. What a tag. One, 2, 3 in the 9th last night to get this game into extras, and now former Cub farmhand Jerry Blevins, a left-hander, will take over. He was hooked with the loss on Monday night. Gave up a couple of runs.
But for the most part has been pretty solid for the Mets. More of a situational type lefty. You see 53 games but just 34 innings of work. A lot of times it's just a hitter or 2 at a time. It's Bodie first, but then pitcher spot Rizzo.
Wilson Contreras is in the on-deck circle.
Well, there's a little more walk-off magic in David Bodie here.
Would be fun. Blevins to Bodie.
Get out of here.
Fouls it back our way.
Blevins faced 3, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs in the opener of this series. Those were the first runs he'd given up in quite some time.
Great strike him out, throw him out to get out of the top of the 10th. Caratini and Baez teaming up.
Caratini threw out Rosario earlier in the ball game trying to steal third base.
It was a really good throw, but man, it's that lightning fast tag by Baez. Very few middle infielders are that good.
Well, it's his willingness to wait for the ball. The ball is going to move quicker than your hands, and some guys will reach out and get the ball and then try to pull it back to apply the tag.
0-2. Bodie stays alive. Just got a piece of the curveball from Blevins. Cubs lost a half game on their lead over St. Louis. Added a half game over Milwaukee. 4 ahead of St. Louis. 5.5 ahead of Milwaukee. Another 0-2. Curveball is outside.
Look, a lot of these dramatic hits that Bodie's had have come with 2 strikes.
Very lightly raining. Bodie strikes out as the bat goes flying into the dugout. Fortunately, everybody's okay over there. And that's the first out.
Yeah, way out in front of the off-speed pitch. Blevins off to a good start with the punch out of Bodie. Backdoor curveball. Contreras getting the at-bat here. That will leave just Ian Happ on the Cubs bench.
Probably won't see Daniel Murphy, rather. Javi Baez might get a break for game 2. And Joe promises a very different looking lineup. Contemplating Kyle Schwarber as the leadoff man for game 2 against lefty Jason Vargas. Outside for a ball. Last time the Mets and Cubs were suspended was due to darkness here at Wrigley Field in 1986. A fairly common circumstance before late 1988 here at Wrigley Field. Kick and the 1-1 to Contreras is hit hard and foul to right. I don't know if you recall any games here when you played that went into the early evening hours and finished just before it got too dark.
Yeah, I have a vague memory of Craig Biggio. I think he had home run off Goose Gossage, as a matter of fact, here. And I don't know if that was proved to be a game ender, if it sent it into extras, but I remember it being dark.
On the ground to the shortstop, Rosario. It's out number 2. Didn't Biggio hit his first big league homer off Goose?
I don't know. Maybe that's what. Maybe I'm meshing those memories.
I'll tell you. Anthony Rizzo, the batter. Craig Biggio's first home run was top of the 10th to break a tie at Wrigley Field on August 22nd, 1988, off Gossage.
August what? 20 what?
22nd, 1988. So
it would have been post lights.
That would have been with the lights installed. Strike to Anthony. Two outs, nobody on, bottom of the 10th. 1-1.
Cubs with 8 hits in the game, all singles. Anthony has 3 of them.
Inside 2-1. The old rule used to be once you got through 5 innings and it was a tie game, they would call it a tie, and you'd have to make up the game again from scratch. That seemed to be a silly rule. No reason to start over. Foul. I remember as a kid looking at some baseball cards and seeing a few guys playing in 163 games, and I could never figure out how that happened. Well, that's how it happened. Lined into right. Rizzo's got 4 hits in this ball game. Man, oh man. 7 hits in the first 2 games of the series.
Yeah, he's been excuse me, locked in for a good while now. He's the reigning player of the week. Yeah, so the game suspended doesn't count in the standings, but the individual numbers count.
Right. Right, so the old suspended rule in terms of the score was game stopped in the middle of an inning in which the visiting team took the lead. A regulation game called with the score tied, that's where they tweaked it. Winning run at first base with 2 outs.
Rarely will you see Blevins reach 90 miles per hour with his fastball. Sweeping curveball, changeup. 6'6", 190.
Swing and a miss. And the rule change we are talking about happened in 2007 regarding ties. Swing and a miss on a slow hook, and we will go to the 11th. It's the Cubs 1 and the Mets 1. Holders today have tickets for the regularly scheduled game, but they get some bonus baseball. And Jesse Chavez, who got the final out Actually, the final 2 outs on Monday to notch his second save with the Cubs this season and his 3rd overall. Will work here in the 11th.
Yeah, Cubs had to piece it together the other night on Monday, and he was the last man standing. He punched out 2, picked up the save. He's been really good since putting on a Cub uniform. He's been fairly busy too. Joe has called his number quite often.
Plawecki has struck out twice, grounded out twice. 0 for 4. He homered in game 1. And a pitch just off the corner on a cutter. Starters getting no decisions. DeGrom 8 innings, 1 run, 10 strikeouts. Hamels 5 innings, no runs, 8 punchouts. Is fouled straight back.
Talk a lot about guys pounding the strike zone. Well, Chavez, it's been his MO. 2/3 of the time he throws strike 1.
Cubs will fly to Atlanta tonight. The Mets are off to San Francisco. They have an off day tomorrow and a weekend set starting Friday night against the Giants. Popped up, shallow right. Zobrist calls off Rizzo. So 1 away now. Brandon Nimmo. This is his first game back from the DL. And a bruised left index finger. He had gone 10 for his last 14 before he got hurt. But 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in this game. And it takes high for a ball.
Nimmo, excuse me, really having a nice year. He takes a lot of walks. He has power. He's got some speed. Timing maybe a little bit off coming off the disabled list with those 3 punch outs. His other at bat to pop up on the infield.
Strike called, 1 and 2.
Mostly hard stuff from Chavez. Fastballs and cutters. And the occasional changeup or slider.
At the edge, Wilmer Flores on deck to hit for Blevins. Two base hit. Nimmo's aboard. This season kind of mirroring his team's offense, hitting .296 on the road and the .230s at home.
Just about to a man you'll find those kinds of home road splits with this Mets team. It's really odd now that it's a tough hitter's park and big dimensions, but it's really curious how it's a suppressed batting average for them back home at Citi Field this year.
Flores off the bench. Chavez will fire over. Nimmo did not have a big lead. So first base coach Ruben Amaro Jr. Glenn Sherlock is over at third. It's a strike. Flores pops it up, and the high foul will be back to the seats.
Flores, the first guy that Callaway has used off his bench in this game. So he's got the 3 bats remaining. The right-handed hitting catchers, Tomas Nido and Devin Mesoraco. And then the switch hitter, Jose Reyes.
I don't know of Mesoraco's availability. With the neck issue he has been dealing with.
Probably emergency only, eh?
Yeah, and with Gesellman's situation, you know, Mets not playing with a full complement of players here.
Mickey Callaway was named after Mickey Mantle.
That makes sense. Got to be a big league player if you're named after the Mick. And he was. Now big league manager.
Turned out to be a pitcher, but oh well.
1-2 on Flores. Another check on the runner. Line caught, Zobrist, double play. Nimmo off the bag. So strike him out, throw him out in the 10th. A line out, throw him out in the 11th. Still tied at 1.
Line drive's been a heck of a weapon for the Cubs today.
That's different too. There's Paul Sewald, a right-hander.
0-4 with a 5.54 earned run average for the Metropolitans. 15 1/3 innings, 54 hits, 8 long balls. He's walked 17, struck out 51. Not a power arm, average fastball velocity right around 90 miles per hour. Slider and a changeup.
Former college teammate of Chris Bryant at the University of San Diego. KB still on his rehab assignment with AAA Iowa. Javier Baez trying to end the game on that swing.
A lot of balls in the air against Sewald.
Fouled away. There's an infield hit in the 4th. Strikeouts in the 1st, 6th, and 8th.
He was up there in the 8th with 2 on and nobody out. A single Rizzo, walk, Hayward, and Javi was up there, and it looked like he got caught in between trying to decide whether to bunt for a hit or not. And showed bunt a couple of times, and DAB kind of disintegrated on him.
One and two. Cubs out hitting the Mets 9-8. Just low.
De Jesus, for the most part in this ball game, has been, I think, pitcher friendly in and out, maybe hitter friendly up and down.
Full count, Caratini on deck.
This is the old, if you're going to nibble, you better commit to it. You don't want to throw him a breaking ball in the zone right now, and I doubt that he wants to challenge with the heater. He was wise to it.
So Baez aboard. Let's see how aggressive he is as Caratini will walk up.
Good work by Baez there. A chance to be a hero, but didn't bite on that slider off the plate. A little bit closer maybe he offers, but just a real good plate appearance, understanding what Sewald's trying to do to him.
Bruce holds on the runner. Caratini bunts. That's a good one. Sewald throws it away. It's off the tarp. Baez to third. Big turn. He's going to hold there. Cubs have runners at second and third with nobody out.
Oh my. Boy, that was fun to watch because had Baez picked it up earlier that throw was there, he might have scored. But he's busting it into second base, and it took him a moment to realize where this ball ended up after the errant throw by Sewald. Little slip on the back foot, overthrows the coverage, and then you see Javi breaking it down and then picking it up.
Albert Almora will bat with the bases loaded. Kyle Schwarber intentionally walked. Will the Mets go with a 5-man infield? It doesn't look like it. By the way, that was the first leadoff walk taken by Baez this season. That has set everything up. Sacrifice and an error. No hits, and they're loaded. And ball one to Almora.
I wonder what your win probability chart says now. 99.9.
Infield in, outfield in. Strike call. Now you've got a very aggressive base runner at third. However, anything that gets past Plawecki, you got to make sure with nobody out. You cannot get thrown out at the plate here if you're Baez.
Yeah, same thing on a medium depth fly ball here.
1 and 2
because there are no outs. One out, you're going to be much more aggressive.
Ben Zobrist on deck.
You also don't have an elite reliever on the mound. You don't have a big arm out there that strikes out 35% of the batters he faces.
Golden opportunity for the Cubs to end this game in the 11th. The pitch fouled away.
Maybe a little overcooked slider to the backstop here.
Another 1-2 called strike 3.
Painted the outside corner with the heater. That was an unbelievable pitch by Sewell. Drop down, shaves the outside edge against a normally very aggressive hitter. Albert saw it away, and it just caught the outside edge.
Mickey Callaway's going with a lefty. He's got Daniel Zamora, and he will turn around Zobrist with the bases loaded in the 11th, 1 out, and we'll be right back. Well, it's been a dramatic season, to say the least, here at Wrigley Field.
Walk-offs coming in all manners of way. Hayward with the grand slam. Now Moore goes the other way. There's a walk-off walk for you for David Bodie. Rizzo went back-to-back against the Diamondbacks to win it.
Here's Ben Zobrist. 1 out, bases full. Baez a winning run at third, and a foul strike.
Daniel Zamora, your mission, should you choose to accept it, 7th major league appearance for the rookie left-hander. So far so good, but just 4 1/3 innings under his belt, and he came to the Mets from Double-A. He did not even pitch at Triple-A.
The 0-1 is ball 1. 1-1. He thought it was a strike.
Yeah, a little
he
back
might
door.
get the call too. That's a big pitch.
Lucky bending the home plate umpire's ears after that one.
Again, outfield in. Ground ball up the middle. Cubs win it! Cubs win! Baez scores on the Zobrist single. 2-1 the final.
Yeah, if you're a betting man, you'd put a lot of chips on Ben Zobrist in that situation against the rookie left-hander. Just so calm under pressure, doesn't let the moment get to him. And there's a summit meeting on the mound.
They only needed 1 hit in the 11th to get it done.
Well, it all started with Javi Baez taking the leadoff walk. It ends with Ben Zobrist shooting a solid single up the middle.
So 7 in a row, season high win streak, 6-0 to start the homestand. And now St. Louis 4.5 out, Milwaukee 6 games back. In the NL Central, chance for a sweep later today.
So this is the second time DeGrom has pitched against the Cubs this year. He pitched brilliantly both times. His club lost in extra innings both times. First time it was back in June when Luke Farrell went 5 or 6 innings out of the bullpen. Today it's more of a group effort as 6 different relievers come in behind Cole Hamels.
Kelly's on the field. It is our On the Diamond interview presented by James and Sons Fine Jewelers.
Thanks a lot. Well, Ben, I heard you guys saying right here, 3 singles, that's all it takes to get this one done. And Javier Baez, his first leadoff walk of the season to get that inning started.
That was his first one?
Yeah. Walk us through that inning and how it unfolded.
Well, it was great. You know, I mean, good quality at bats. Obviously, Javi got it started there. I think he was down in the count early and then, you know, just took some really good pitches toward the end of that to get on base. And we know when his wheels get on base, good things can happen quickly. So, you know, followed it with Vic, and then, you know, bases loaded there. You just, you know, I know what the pitcher has. I'm just trying to put a good swing on it, and there's 1 down. We got 1 more to go today.
I was just going to say, did it feel strange? How bizarre was it to come out here and get going in the 10th inning?
You know, it's bizarre, you know, noon game too. A little rickety kind of getting it going today, but we're looking forward to getting this second game started, and glad we got the first 2 wins of the series here. So great job by our bullpen guys as well.
What do you go about now in between games? How do you get prepared for the next one?
Try to stay loose. Yeah, 45 minutes here, so yeah, just do what we can to stay loose and get it going for the second game.
All right, Ben, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Guys, Ben Zobrist, the walk-off single here today.
All right, Kelly, thank you. And Ben will receive a $500 gift card from James and Sons Fine Jewelers. And we will have Game 2 a little later. For JD, for Kelly. You guys worked really hard today. Excellent.
Take a break.
And our entire crew. Glenn Casper with your final score. 2-1 Cubs in 11. Stay with us. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield post-game live coming up. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois post-game live. And then Game 2 to follow.